welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode I will be talking in English, as you may already have noticed. Yeah, and this time around I will be showing you 3 games again for Continuum Gaming, so we can play it on the big screen here. And that will be Cosmo Run, Kart and Legend of Monsters. My name is Gerald, and as always I have a little bit of different stuff around here to handle that. And that will be, for example, the mouse, for the mouse inputs, the arc mouse I'm showing you at this place. It will be the Foldable keyboard, which is this one, and it will be the Xbox One as wireless controller, because there's one game I will play with this, and it's pretty much the game for a gamepad if you ask me, so you should play it with a gamepad if you can. Yeah, and of course the core of the whole system here is, as always, my Lumia 950 XL, which is this smartphone here. Has a Mozo cover at the back here, and of course has a USB-C connector at the bottom here, so I can use a USB-C cable to connect it to the display port, which is standing at this point here, and the display port itself, which is connected with the TV using an HDMI cable. And yeah, like that I can play different games here, do different things with it, and in our case we are going to play games with it, of course. And if you want to know more about all of these, please have a look at the corner up there, because you will find some kind of an information box there with a few videos about the whole topic, where I'm talking a little bit more about what I'm doing here. Yeah, and so I would say I have talked enough, and we could start with the first game. And the first game would be Cosmo Run. So I will go to my all apps list here, just at this point, click on that, search for Cosmo, and there we are. Cosmo Run is a really simple game for a one-click usage, but it's quite challenging for me, at least, because I'm always clicking too early and stuff like that, and it's somehow a little bit different from other games in this direction. There are many of other games in this direction, but you will see that the little different thing is something that makes it a little bit harder to play. What this is about is that you have some kind of a ball, and this ball is rolling around. You may see it, yeah, I'm showing it to you. Let's turn down the volume a little bit so I can talk a little bit better here. So as you can see, it's really very easy to see what's going on here. My best was 5 till now. It's a very simple game, so you will see why that I have not played it very much till now, because I just found it. And yeah, so we can just go with try again in this case. And if I click on that, you can see what's happening here. So you have this little ball or something. The ball will run at the given pass here. And if you want to turn the ball into any kind of direction, it doesn't matter where you click. You just have to click at the right point. So it's a one-click controlling event here. And the interesting part is that there are these kind of 3D parts where it's just rolling down, but you don't have to click to go that way. And I often try to click at that point too, and then I just get lost and get off the path. Of course, this is all you have to do. Click at the right moment to move the ball at this point and let it turn to the other path. And that's all what we are going to have here. So first off, let's have a look at the settings here. There's not much to see here, but we can have a look at our leaderboards, achievements. If you, for example, got a couple of them, or you got to another level or something, you get some kind of an achievement. Other games can be had their look here, and we can, for example, scroll a little bit down, have a look at the credits, and of course, if you want to turn down the volume, for example, for this game, you can do that at this point. But nothing special about that anymore, so let's have a look at the game itself. So first, all you have to do is to tap to play. So take your mouse input, or of course if you're playing it on the touch screen of your smartphone, tip on it and click at this point. And it will start immediately, so let's already, and again. Yeah, as you can see, you are driving around. If I click, I change the direction, and then don't click if you're going down. I'm always clicking wrong in that direction. Have really to think about it. I'm not doing that. Yeah, that was too slow. And this is all that the game has. So it's all about being at the exactly right position, played like that. And you will have to think a lot here, because you really need to click a little bit before you are at this position, because there's an input lag maybe, or I'm not sure what's going on. But so please be a little bit forward thinking and click a little bit earlier than you should. Then you're often better to go than otherwise. And as you can see, I'm just bad at it, because I'm always clicking when it's going the down road, and I think I need to click to go the down road, but I really don't need to. Okay, let's see if I... Whoa. And here I would have, so as you can see, it's more or less 3D after a while, and that's a little bit troublesome then too. It's, as you can see, there is some kind of advertisement from time to time. It's not really bad, you often can click it away. As you can see, there is a X at the top. You may need to be a little bit careful where to click there, because it's at the same position where the UVP can be closed, but in the end it's more or less easy to get away, and it's not very disturbing or something, because it's always if you're dying, and it's not all the time if you're dying and stuff like that. It's really a good thing, and I think that's the way such games should be placed if they are going to use any kind of advertisement or something. Yeah, so I don't think I have to tell you much more about this game, so let's go to the next game. I will just close this UVP down now, and we will have a look at Kart. And Kart is something that really brings me back to Mario Kart, more or less, because it's really quite the same, if you are honest. So, Kart is a game you can play with the Xbox One as a wireless controller, and it's really fun. It's really like the original Mario Kart games, way back from the NES or whatever, or Super NES. And let's just have a look at it. As you can see, it's very new at my collection here, so I can just click on that. There's one thing you really have to have a look at if you are playing this with a controller, because if you are using the vibration in this game, you will run into trouble. So don't use that. You can shut it down in the settings or somewhere. I will show you where it's going to be. And you really should have a look at that. Please turn it off, otherwise you will have some kind of a really hard stuttering from time to time. I don't know why, because sometimes it's really working well, so the stuttering is not there, and the controller is really nicely doing it. Other times it's not going at all, and it really is not much fun to play it like that. But if you are using a gamepad, please just turn off the vibration, and then it should be fine. Okay, so as you can see, this is the graphic you are going to expect here. It's really retro, and I really like it somehow. I don't know why, but it's really nicely done, and it reminds me extremely of Mario Kart. It's called Kart, but whatever. Okay, so just click on the screen here. This is an Xbox One Everywhere title, or what it's called, Xbox Live title, whatever. So you can play it on the Xbox, you can play it on the smartphone and stuff, and it will be synchronizing. And as you can see, this is more or less how it's looking. It's really well and nicely done, I think. First off, as you can see, we have some kind of Facebook. You can connect it with that. You don't have to. You can play, and you can go to the shop. Shop means that you can buy, for example, other cards and stuff like that. But first off, let's go to the options and make it clear that everything is fine here. The first time you play this, you will have a different screen where you are asked in another way. Whatever you want to do there, you can, for example, set up the language, for example. and other stuff here. Most important, go to this and make sure that here, for example, if you are at this point, that you are more or less like you want to play it. And as I told you before, go to Xbox and go to vibration and turn this off. Otherwise it's really hard to play this game. But you can do that at another screen, I will show you that later, but at this point you should really be aware of that and get rid of that. Otherwise you can, for example, set up audios and stuff like that. It's really nicely done, and there's a lot you can do. You can, for example, have a look at the FPS if you want to. I don't see that this is a problem for my smartphone, so I don't have to have a look at that. And so let's go and play this game. Just to let you know, there is a bit of story around it. It's really a small story, but still. So, this is what I told you before. The first time you open the game, you will be asked for this one. There is this Type 1, Type 2, and this part. Of course, we are using the Xbox One as wireless controller, so we should go with this at this point. And as I told you before, please make sure that the vibration is off, so otherwise you will have a hard time to play this game. So, first off, let's go to that. Now you can get some kind of a difficulty level here, so expert or dynamic. I will be using dynamic in this case. And here you can just choose your driver more or less, or the card you want to play with. In the end, it's Poppy for me for now, because the other ones are all blocked. You would have to buy them, and yeah, don't see why I should do that. Yeah, and here you can see some of the different Poppyland parts to play. So all of these are free to play, but if you, for example, go to the next round here, you will have to pay €5, so probably not something for everybody, but there are 6 or 8 which are free, and they are really fun to play, and have a look at that. It's not that everything is just some kind of a driving range or something, but for example, it has a certain theme to it, and this theme may or may not affect the track you are playing. For example, at this part, there's this foggy ground, whatever, and with that fog ground, so I'm talking about the animal here, this fog ground, for example, will let you jump around and stuff like that. So let's have a look at the game itself. First I will just play this, and maybe we will play this 1 or 2 times again. As you can see, I played this already, so I'm in this part. There's a little bit of a storyline around it about... let's go back and have a look at the intro. It's really short. It's about the Kart Academy, where you are in Poppyland somewhere. And if we have a look at that, there is some kind of a meeting, and one of the daughters here has run away, and for whatever reason we are going to help the father to find her back by just going with our cards. I'm not sure what that is all about, but whatever. This is a little bit of a storyline that they include. I like it. Here the daughter is just telling her father that yeah, she has run away because she doesn't have the freedom to go where she wants, and can't go to parties and stuff like that because the father doesn't allow it and stuff like that. Really not much to see here, but somehow nice that there is a little bit of a storyline out there. Whatever. Yeah, and now they are just telling that they are helping the father to help to find the girl back, because she has run away and he just wants to get her back. It seems like she ran away because of one party forever. I'm not sure why, but whatever. And yeah, but this tells you something you may need to know, because there are these kind of tokens. This is the daughter of the frog, and because of that, there is this icons on the screen later on, and you have to collect those. And because of these totems, they are called, you will get the daughter back and help the father, and that's more or less the aim of the game. Yeah. So, whatever. Then let's have a look at the first playground here. And if I will start this, I will just turn around so I can play this in a better way. And you will see it's extremely close to Mario Kart. You will just see it in a second what I'm talking about. So if you like Mario Kart, this is a game for you. If you don't like Mario Kart, just don't bother even. It really is about that. We can use our mouse input for that, but we don't have to. We can use our gamepad for that too. So if you are using the gamepad, that's fine, even in the menu to play with. Okay, so first we will just activate that. After that we will just use the stick to control the game. There's not much to do here because that's all that's going on. And as you can see, there is our Poppy Kart, Mario Kart, whatever, set up here, and it really is fun to play. So, let's have a look. As you can see, there are different power-ups more or less going on. You have to collect them. There was one of those tokens I didn't get. If you want to use the power-ups, then you have to click on this button here, back there, and then it's going to run. I'm not sure exactly what this does now. I think I'm a little bit faster or something, no, don't know. And of course there's this kind of randomizer. If you are driving over one of the parts, I will collect it now. If you are driving over one of the on the ground, this icons there, for example, this is just making you faster. The yellow ones we saw at the start, for example, will give you the opportunity to go to that part there. At the top you can see where we are. We are at place 3 now, because I just lost to this bunny. Whatever. Let's go and see what we can do. And as always, if you are driving over stuff like that, for example this white arrow there, then you get some kind of a boost, can play faster. If you are going to drive into one of the grass fields here, it will slow you down. Here is this power starter again. And like that we are trying to get the first run there. It's not extremely simple, even with dynamic, you have to have a look at it, but it's really not... Whoa, somebody got me with one of the... Yeah, it's more or less a turtle, I think. With one of the power-ups there. Whatever. Let's see. We got it, and we came to... I don't even know where I came. I came out 3 or something, right? Can't say at the moment. But yes, this is more or less the game. Go back here. Oops. Up here again. You can buy those tokens if you want to. I think this is more to support the developer, but anything else, because it's all about the game to play it like that. So if we want to go now, I don't have to play this anymore because I already got one of the places, I think. So maybe I was 3 or I got it in the last time around. I'm not sure at the moment. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to select stuff in the menu with the controller, but it should work, and we are going to play the next round. So now we are at this Quark sand clock, I don't even know what that is called in English, whatever, where we can just play the next round. So this is more or less information how this is looking then. You can of course choose your card and stuff like that, but let's just try it out. I will just click on this, play it now, and there we are again. And as I told you before, the different playgrounds have a couple of different properties or different grounds. For example, in this case now we are jumping. As you can see, we have a much bouncier part here, and there is this frog playground, whatever you want to call it. Damn, lost that. Now, for example, I can take this, fire at someone behind me so he can't overrun me. lost the token again, whatever. And so, go on. At the moment I'm first place. I don't know how long that will be the case, because in general this is very hard to stay at the first part, if you ask me, especially with this bouncing part. Others are probably more or less probably more or less the same, depending on the speed and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure what the differences between the cards are. Come on. And this is always a bigger problem. But as you can see, it's really a whole lot of a different thing than an easy card game itself or something. We really have to drive around now. Somebody got me there. Already at place 3. But still that should be enough if I'm not wrong. Not sure at the moment. I will just use my part here. Yeah, seems to be that we can now play the third track here. So let's do that first. This one is about lava, as you can see. And I think this is the last one we will be playing here. But as you can see, we have a couple of those and you can play them. No. No. We are staying at the first part here. Go to, come on, it's the lava part, right. And let's have a look what's going on here. I never played this before. As I said before, this game is quite new in my collection and I really like it because I really liked Mario Kart when I was a young child. And let's see what this is all about. Okay, it's a hard part because we really have to go through the lava sometimes, which is not a good idea if you have some kind of wheels under you, if you ask me, but whatever. It's quite hard to get those tokens, if you ask me. But let's see if we can get 1 or 2 of them. Yeah, worked out. Yoo-hoo. And again, let's see if we can. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not the best usage of the token, but whatever. Come on. Cheese means that you are a little bit faster, a little bit of a jump more or less. I already know that. And let's see if we can do something here. Okay, final round. You can hear it at the different sound and music level you get there. But I'm probably not going to make it. Yeah. So next time around I have to play better. Otherwise I would really go down. And what you can see here is that somebody, whoever did that, got it in 20 seconds for whatever reason. So you can compete with other people on the world here. So this is about the world, this is about the best in DE and stuff like that, and what you got here as a score more or less. So play it if you like it. I like it quite a much. It's really a nice game and yeah, have a look at it. So I will just leave this game now and go to our last candidate for this this episode, and that one is Legend of Monster. And Legend of Monster is a game it's really close to another game I already showed you here, but I'm not sure what the name was. It's not exactly the same, but it's quite close to that. So Legend of Monster, let's click on that. It's a game where you are fighting with your group against other groups of parts, and it's all about leveling more or less. So all you have to do is more or less get certain fighters with you, buy them more or less or hire them, and get them to run. And the interesting part is that this is more or less, yeah, it's quite close to something that for example, has a storyline of Lord of the Rings more or less. So let's have a look at it. I will show you what's going on here. So as you can see, we have different parts of fighters here, really different people from all over the world more or less, and many of them are close to what we would expect from a Lord of the Rings character. As you can see, they will create an account for you. You can create your own account, so you can log in from any kind of system on this. But for me, I just used the parts that were already in there. And if that is fine with you, you can just go in and log in with that. Okay. After that, you are asked to select a server, of course. Servers are just the parts on the world which is closest to you, so you can just keep that, go into that. And as you can see, it's really nicely painted or modeled, whatever that is. I think it's modeled. And it's really a nice part, and all you will have to do in this game is, first off, get one of the nicknames. You can't input your own nickname or something. Oh, you can. Sorry, you can. So, for that, I will just put in, let's see if that is working, and I will just click on confirm. Yeah, seems to be okay. And as you can see, we have more or less Lord of the Rings here. Really, it's Lord of the Rings. There's nothing to say about it. This is more or less a Hobbit. This is more or less Legolas or something. So there is a little bit more to it because, for example, this Harpian part, whatever, is not really Lord of the Rings, but here is Gandalf. This is more or less one of the dark riders who is trying to follow you for the ring and stuff like that. It's really close to that, whatever. So it's called the Devil's Dragon's Ring and not the Run or something, but it's really fun. Okay, he doesn't even know that something is going on, and he is now just followed by this guy, and he wants this part back. And now you are fighting against that. At the start, it's really just to show you what's going to happen. So you are not going to have this kind of a squad at the start if you're playing later on, but you have to make those available for you by just getting different tasks and quests done and stuff like that. It's really nicely done. Okay, for some reason there is now... Okay, and we got him. As you can see, you can now click on different parts here. And if you want it, by Gandalf, if you ask me, then we are going to go to the next village. And yeah, we don't know anything about the part that's going on here, so we want any kind of information from Gandalf, more or less, who should tell us a little bit more about that. But as you can have already seen, this is more or less a battleground you are going to play in this game. So you will have some kind of a squad that you can set up yourself and play with. You will have some kind of special attacks, but they are fighting by themselves. So you're not going to move around the character in third or first person or something. It's really about setting it up, leveling your characters up, finding a good compilation of different characters here, and then just go into battle and fight against other parts. As I said before, it's really close to something we already know. I already showed you. I don't know what game or what name that was. It was a different name, I'm quite sure about that. And it's not exactly the same because there are a little bit of other characters, but the setup is really close. So we should go to the tavern here and get different buddies to go with and fight in. And as you can see, it's a quite nicely done 3D. It's not too cool, but yeah, nicely done. I think it's really looking quite nice. And as you can see here, there are a lot of things going on at the screen, of course. So we can, for example, click on different stuff. And the first time you start this, you are really bound to what's the tutorial, because we are in a tutorial mode at the moment. As you can see with this little icon here, or this little hand which is pointing to something, you are more or less bound to go all the way with that. Otherwise you can't really click on stuff and do stuff. So just follow them a little bit till you are really going to play by yourself. This is some kind of a girl who is keeping the tavern here, and in the tavern you can, for example, go and have a look at another partner. So go in there, and I'm not talking about something erotical here or something. It's about erotic. It's about going for one who is fighting with you, of course. So a fighting battle. And as you can see, there are different classes we are going to have here. So there is this warrior class. The warrior class is what your little guy is in here. It's more or less for close combat battle. And then we have, of course, the ranger who has some kind of a long distance weapon here and can play with that. And we can get him. We can go with the swordsman. I can't click on it till now because we are already in this tutorial mode now. But there's a swordsman, which is somebody who is really much more into fighting in the close distance and can't do anything else. The warrior is more or less something like an average in all, but he is more or less bound to the weapon he is carrying, so doesn't really have different parts there. And the mage is, of course, some kind of a magic guy who is trying to fight with that kind of part. So recruit him, and as I said to you before, it's really close to a Lord of the Rings character. This is more or less Legolas, if you ask me. And after that, just go out there, go back to this overview, after he has loaded, of course. There we are. And now just follow the different parts here. So next we will define our formation. So this is our little character in a formation. We can have up to 6 as you can see here. And now we can just click on Legolas and tell him, okay, please play at this position. And if you are fine with that, then in the next fight he will be at this position and play at this point. This is more or less, you get a different kind of informations all over the place all the time. So there's a chat for that. You can go with these different informations there, which are telling you that another player on the world has achieved something or whatever, or got one of the rank or whatever is going on at the world. So it's really quite active if you ask me, because you are really, yeah, there are a lot of them, and sometimes it's really getting on your nerves a little bit, but whatever. And like that we can, for example, go. And as you can see, if you click on that, it's always going to go to the next portion, what you have to do. We'll go to the next quest. As you can see, this is more or less the map you are going to work on. And for example, we can have a look at this Bee Billy. This is more or less, yeah, where the hobbits are, more or less. So some kind of a village where some orcs are attacking. So let's have a look and try to get them. You can have different informations here, for example, how hard this will be, how much stamina there is, how much time you will have, and stuff like that. And yeah, sooner or later you will hit a barrier and you will have to play the games a couple of times. At the start it's really all very simple and you don't have to do much. But as I said, sooner or later that will change and you will have to, yeah, change the formation and do stuff with that. As you can see, we have now some enemies here, 2 orcs as it seems, and we are with Legolas and our little hobbit guy here. And now we should, this is really extremely easy, you don't have to do anything for winning this. they will do it by themselves, because the odds are really, really bad in comparison to the guys you have here. But it's not all about the odds. There are going to be other enemies which are much, much harder to defeat. And we got to level 2 now. At least in Stanima part. So nothing to do here, more or less just play it through. It's just showing you what the different steps are, what we can do here, and if you are going to go out of the tutorial after a while, which is quite a while if you ask me, could be a little bit less often, but whatever, then you are going to be able to go to the next adventure. As you can see here, Adventure 1, we got that. Now it's going to be Adventure 2, and let's just try that. In this level, for example, there are different sub-levels more or less, so there are not always only one group of enemies or something attacking you, but it can be that there are a couple of groups which are attacking you. So it depends highly on what we are going to play here. And in this kind of game, at this point we don't need to use our special attacks neither, but it's much, much closer than before, so you might want to. And just click on it. Okay, okay. And now he's fighting, and as you can see, this is more or less now loading up. And if all the power is collected here, more or less, we can now choose that and fight the other guys here. And as you can see, there's some kind of a catapult which is firing at us and stuff like that. But really nothing special here. Nothing that will give us a hard time. They are firing at our stamina or whatever that is called, the crystal here, and we need to kill them before the crystal is dead. But as you can see, we don't have to do anything at the moment. As I said a couple of times now. They're just telling you that you can, for example, get from fallen enemies stuff, and that you can collect that and use it. And in this case, it's yeah, more or less a fur of a wolf or something. Don't know, a wolf. And yeah, like that. This game is played. It's going to be all the time like that. You will go to the tavern often. You will go to different parts here. You will try to defeat all the monsters after a while. And you will stumble sometimes. You will need to get, for example, some kind of a... There's the part 3. She says we should not fight that till now, so go out. Go to this bag and see what we should do. Next time we will update our hero here. So this is our hero at the first point, of course, and now after you got, for example, some kind of treasure here, or some kind of a wolf skin cap in this case, we can just wear that, put that on our head. And after that, we can, of course, for example, enhance that with money, in-game money at this point, but as always with these games, it's probably sometimes costing you money if you play this and you're a little bit too... yeah, you just don't want to wait that long, then you might need to pay for it. I wouldn't. As I said before, it's not really what I would do in this case. Or at least not if it's not just for supporting the developer here. But as you can see now, it's often the same thing you're doing here. You're just leveling up, doing stuff like that, and this is all you really are going to play in this game. So if you are into this kind of RPG, leveling up character stuff, and you don't want to fight yourself, then this is really a nice one. Okay, interesting enemy there. Easy to fight against, but still interesting enemy. Whatever. Now we got a couple of wolves fighting against us, and they are quite much more effective than others before, but still not something we will have a problem with, as you can see, because Legolas, for example, has this cool power attack here. They're going to die very, very easily here too, and we got some kind of wood for whatever reason we will need that. You can, for example, create your own weapons and stuff like that, so sometimes you will find something like that too. And there we are again. So Orc Leader in Rush Over Fear now. And now we got some kind of an old wizard which is trying to help us later on at least. Yeah. Okay, click on that. And let's see what the wizard has to say here. So as I said before, really nice graphics, really nice to just follow along here. It's fun that there is this little kind of parts in between. Here we have some kind of whatever that is. I would say it's some kind of a troll maybe or something. He's making some kind of stuff to eat, which is a little bit funny, but whatever. Yeah, seems that he is fighting against you with his club of meat. Why ever? So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, and now our wizard is fighting against them too. As you can see, he's going to just make it very, very easy, because he's just making out of them a sheep or something, and then we can easily fight them. So as you can see, our squad here is already very much increasing. So we already have 3 of partners here to play with, and like that, this game is going to be quite nicely done. As I said before, it's going to be harder if the tutorial is over and the start part here is over. But at the moment it's just to more or less watch, have a look at it and play it along. Yeah, I would say I could play this a couple of hours probably, so I will just stop it now, because I think you already got what this game is about. If you like it, please have a look at it. It's really all about leveling up, doing stuff like that. Has a quite nice graphic if you ask me, very, very nicely drawn characters, and it's fun to play if you like this kind of game. So, then I would say I will just close this now, if I can at least. Seems to not let me in this way, whatever, we can do it in this way. Okay, and so, this is more or less this episode. I hope you had fun with it. I hope you had some, 1 or 2 games, whatever, which you really liked. And if that is the case, or you liked this video, please leave me a like down below. And of course, if you are not subscribed to this channel till now, please consider to do that, because then you will not, for example, forget about it and just miss one of the next episodes that is coming. It's always coming around the Saturday to Sunday part, whatever, at the weekend. And I hope you have fun with it. I hope this game, there is some kind of a game which will give you a couple of minutes of playtime and you like it. And then I would say thank you for listening, thank you for watching, have a nice week of course, till the next episode, and have a nice day, have a nice week, and have much fun playing these games. So, see you!